guys, welcome back. Skipper's back. 4 players you need to avoid in your fantasy baseball drafts. Before we get going, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Again, 10K subs.
10K.
Before opening day, we will do a 24-hour stream and do some ridiculous things.
Yeah, we've already put down some ideas, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, they're not fun at all. 999 challenge. We'll get after
God.
it. All right, Jared, you're first. Who is your player that you need to? I know you guys hate this episode. Do you always chirp
must
us
avoid
for it?
is everyone, the haters are going to hate Abe.
Oh, absolutely.
The haters are going to hate, but must avoid. It's just why they pay us the big bucks.
Yeah, it's
right.
ugly.
We got to pick some players. Abe and I are on the same. I believe we're on the same page with this guy, right?
Who's
we
the
talked
guy?
about him, Marcus Semien.
We're on the same page.
Obviously, we're Jays fans. Marcus Semien, I was happy that we didn't resign him based off how much money he got with the Rangers. I think this is a no-brainer, and I kind of compared him to Kevin Biggio and how he was a very no-brainer must-avoid last year.
Yeah, Kevin Biggio didn't do the numbers that Marcus Semien did previously.
No. But I mean in the sense of like just being sort of a no-brainer here. ADP of 33. Obviously, he had a breakout season, his best season of his career with the Jays. He was also in a top 3 offense in the MLB. You could even debate that the Jays had the best offense in the MLB.
Still couldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, so which is just absurd, but hopefully this year is our year. The Texas Rangers had the 3rd least runs in the MLB last year per game. That lineup isn't even close to the Blue Jays. Who is going to hit Marcus Semien home? Corey Seager. Adolis Garcia, you don't even know what to expect from him this year.
I know that was a bad second half from him.
Yeah. So that he's going from one lineup to the other, and I really wanted to talk about the fields, right? Jays played in Dunedin a lot last year, and we obviously know the home run factor there is one of the best in the major. I believe the best in the majors. While Texas Rangers, I have right here, Globe Life ranked 22nd in home run factor. Marcus Semien has never really been an average type hitter. He's been sort of a power guy, a surprise power guy. I just don't think it's the right fit from a team perspective. I just don't think he definitely doesn't go up. So I know people are saying, well, if he has an average year, like you said, like 34 home runs, that's good for him.
Yeah, I don't think it's really average for him. He did 33 home runs once, and then it was like 45 last year, right?
So I could see a huge just down season from Marcus Semien.
I think he's going to be a good player. I don't think the lineup is good for them. I saw someone who ran a model of home runs, and Marcus Semien had the least amount of home runs. Like, there was a differential because of it. Sure, he got lucky. Hitter-friendly ballparks in the AL East, and then the AL West, not so hitter-friendly sometimes. He's a good player. Just you're avoiding him at his ADP.
Yes, and I said I would rather have, I know you guys like when we sometimes mention players, but I said I would rather have Matt Olson, Xander Bogaerts, and Teoscar Hernandez.
Not that ADP. All right, well, I'm going to go for a pitcher from that same division. Another former Toronto Blue Jay, I'm going Robbie Ray of the Seattle Mariners. An ADP of 46, last season 13-7 record, 2.84 ERA, 104 WHIP, 248 strikeouts, only 52 base on balls in 193 innings. Before, Robbie Ray had struggled with control and like home runs all throughout his career. So he comes into this season, just pounds the strike zone with electric stuff for a whole season. Like, it is so different from what he has done in any other season that I think it's the outlier season for Robbie Ray. It got him his big deal. He got him a Cy Young award. You can't take that away from Robbie Ray. But as a fantasy baseball manager for this upcoming season, in the 4th round, ADP at 46, I'm just going to avoid him. He's going to rack up strikeouts, but a career 3.94 base on balls per 9 and 1.36 home runs per 9 is more telling, I think, of what Robbie Ray is compared to last season. I mean, it's just he's a high swinging strike rate guy. It's not so much all those like he's going to give the home runs too. It's Robbie Ray. There was so much good last year that I think he can just ruin your team in WHIP early in this season. He had a walk percentage under 10% since 2017, and that was down to 6.7 last year. Sure, you'd hope if you're drafting at this spot, you think he's made a fundamental change in everything and he's going to be better that way. But his ERA was 2.84, but his expected ERA was 3.6. Erratic wild pitcher throughout his career. I'm going to side on the fact that 2021 was an outlier for Robbie Ray, and that's why I'm going to avoid him coming up in this year's baseball drafts.
Yeah, I like the pick, Robbie Ray. I think it's just like he's getting drafted like very high. You look at, he said that a lot of credit goes to Pete Walker with the Jays, and how he's really sort of helped them throughout the year, change some things. Well, he's going away from Pete Walker now to a new team, which means new pitching coach. Sure, he could probably call Pete Walker whenever, but he's not going to be there every day now for him. So he could go back to old habits. And when that comes, like, I mean, you don't just start throwing strikes like how old is he? Like,
he's going to be 31.
Yeah, 31. Like, he hasn't thrown strikes his whole career has been the issue. And then one year he comes, he pitches well. I think it's definitely an outlier year last year.
He was awesome as a Jays fan, like we said, but I'm just going to side on the fact of the numbers over this. So Robbie Ray, I am avoiding this year.
I am going with the older guy here with JD Martinez of an ADP of 65. Sort of a different narrative here from last year. We had him as a bounce back. We really liked him last year as a bounce back because of the old they took away a bunch of stuff of COVID. They couldn't look at their iPads, I believe we were looking at, so they couldn't really look at their swings during games.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't. They weren't allowed to access footage.
Okay, there's no way that's what we talked about.
No, we did. Okay. Yeah, because they weren't. The older guys were having issues. Because
I think it was more just they didn't have a full spring training. That's why I didn't like.
Yeah, but it was also a technology thing. I remember Joey Gallo also came out about that.
Yeah. And then he started bitching about the shift.
Yes, no, well, Joey Gallo bitches about everything. Yeah. But look, now the spring training is going to be shortened again. I know we talked about last year. JD Martinez has been, if you look at his numbers, have been going down. Look, he's 34 years old. And obviously now, like, he's not going to be playing the outfield. Probably, I'm guessing he might just be utility this year, which means if he's not hitting well, then he's just not going to hit every day. So a lot of pressure on him.
Well, I'll say this. I think he's penciled in to hit every day. But if he starts to struggle, maybe they look at some other guys.
You think they put him down the order?
Maybe.
If you're hitting 4-stick and you're not hitting well.
Yeah, but he's penciled in to play every day for sure.
Yeah. He's just not hitting the ball as hard as he used to. Like, when he was in his prime, his barrel percentage was absurd at like 17 to 19%. He's been consistent at like 11 to 12% right now. So you can tell that age is sort of playing a factor here. And last year was sort of the validation that JD Martinez is just getting old. So at that ADP of 65, I'd avoid.
Yeah, I don't know if there's many players like him at his ADP, but there's some better, like Jordan Alvarez is going before, but that's someone who's utility and outfield. Obviously, they're not going in the same spot, but someone I'd like to target better than JD Martinez.
Yeah, I think like at that ADP of 65, like I'd rather have a position player. I think if it was later, then maybe JD Martinez, but filling up a utility spot like that it hurts you.
I'd agree. All right, I'll get into my second guy, Max Muncy, Los Angeles Dodgers. I haven't had an ADP of 87 as this is coming out. Obviously, he's a safe floor player when he's going. Like,
especially in on-base percentage leagues.
Absolutely. 100%. He's a good option there. Only problem is no one knows about Max Muncy's health. He tore his UCL, I'm pretty sure in his right arm, or no, maybe his left arm because he was playing first base. Tore his UCL on the final day of the regular season. But you think, hey, the season starts a little later. This should benefit Max Muncy. But he might need surgery on this elbow at some point soon. All the things are there saying, why am I taking a top 100 pick on a guy who very well could not play 5 months of the season if he's out after the first month? The problem with the lockout as well is Max Muncy has not been able to talk to any of the doctors on the team or work with them because of the lockout.
Yeah.
So he is going to go in when they get this deal done. Hopefully it's happened. It's probably happened now that you'll see this video. But once he sees how his elbow holds up, see if he needs surgery on it. It's just a lot of question marks if I'm drafting right now. Until we get some real news that Max Muncy is fully healthy, ready to go, I'm just going to avoid him right now. Obviously, you can use him first base, second base. There's value in Max Muncy, obviously, because of the positions that he can fill. But I'm just not ready to buy in on Max Muncy right yet.
Yeah, the injury, it's always iffy going into, it's kind of like going into a dark hole. You don't know what to expect with them. News could come out and he gets his ADP jumps, completely jumps. But right now we have no news. And like you said, they don't have access to the facilities, trainers. Obviously they have their own personal staff, but that's not really the same. So I definitely would agree with that of avoiding that sort of black hole.
Yeah, I'm just leaving him out because I don't know stuff about it. Yeah, you can say he's great. I know he's great. I would love Max Muncy in this spot if he's healthy. But too many things. Like, I'd rather take a guy I know is healthy going into the season.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys hate this episode, if you guys like the episode, leave a comment. like, subscribe for more. 10K, man. We need it so
10K.
badly.
Drop some avoid players in the comments.
Obviously, our rankings are going to be in the description of this as well. You can check those out. Discord, join the Discord. We are always chatting in there. We got a good group. So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all you got.
Thanks for checking it out. We will see you guys next time.